Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Chelsea Road to Glory. And today we are going to have a long episode because there is a lot of information that needs to be spoken about, especially with Team of the Season coming soon. It is probably going to come either this Friday, next week, or in 2 weeks. But either way, we should probably establish one fact. It is that EA Sports right now have a basically their own version of a sanction. I would assume is what they want to do, because Chelsea are still currently owned by a Russian billionaire, and because of that and because of all the stuff in real life, EA are not releasing any more Chelsea players. One of the icons that I was hoping for, that you probably have seen from the thumbnail, is the Frank Lampard SBC, and I was kind of hoping that he would show up because, you know, he was the, I guess, big main captain of Chelsea aside from John Terry, and he just never showed up. There was no leaks, there wasn't any news or anything that would get me excited, and I'm very disappointed in that fact. I mean, I can't do anything else with that information. We literally can't beg for a Lampard SBC. Maybe he comes through icon swaps because he's not that great in game, so EA could throw that in there. But for the time being, we haven't really had any Chelsea players, and there was the investment I made a while back when Pulisic scored that hat trick for the USA. I invested in a lot of his cards, his non-rares, because I would assume they would go up with the inform being in packs, and it turns out they didn't even give him the inform because he is a Chelsea player, and there really isn't much argument for why they would give it to anybody else. I mean, I think they gave it to Robinson, who was pretty good for the USA, but I mean, a hat trick that goes unrewarded in Team of the Week. I mean, can't really say anything else. It feels like it's very obvious that they just want to cut Chelsea from the pool of players that could come, especially with the leaked information that we got. The leaks have told us essentially which players, or rather which teams have a certain amount of players that are in the Team of the Season as nominees, and a lot of teams have big ones. Obviously, Manchester City and Liverpool have an abundance of nominees because they're the first two teams on the Premier League table. However, Chelsea have been given 0 players for nominations, when I would argue that a Rudiger, Thiago Silva, Reece James, maybe even Mount deserve a shout, deserve to be nominated, and they're just not, because they're Chelsea players. So that is one of the sad parts for right now. But obviously, Kevin De Bruyne is a ex-Chelsea player, and he's most likely nominated. I would hope he's nominated, because if he is, he's most likely to be voted. He's probably City's best player on FIFA, bar maybe Joao Cancelo, Kyle Walker, and maybe Foden, maybe Mahrez. But I think De Bruyne could definitely get a Team of the Season. He's gotten back-to-backs, I think, for a while now. So, there's always a chance that he gets one. And if he does, it'll probably tank his Team of the Year. It might make it a lot more cheaper. Depends on the price of his Team of the Season if he gets one. So we will be on the lookout for that, because we still need to improve our midfield. And speaking of Gallagher, since he is in our midfield right now, he could potentially be the Crystal Palace player that is nominated, because I think they have one player nominated right now, but it could be anyone. I think some people are arguing maybe Zaha, but I think the strongest argument would be for Gallagher himself. He's been pretty good at Crystal Palace. He's been on an insane run of form, and I think it would be right to award him with the team of the season. But I think there is a vote, but I'm pretty sure the vote is very minor in terms of what can sway EA to pick somebody. Obviously, at the end of the day, EA Sports will pick the team of the season regardless of what we think should be in it. And who else? Kovacic is obviously not going to get anything this year. The showdown card has been with us for a long time, so I'm hoping De Bruyne comes in and Jorginho replaces Jorginho's team of the year would come back, because I did sell him at some point. But obviously, if Gallagher gets a good enough card, then he just replaces his Future Stars card that we grinded 20 swaps for, 20 tokens for. And yeah, I mean, the team only needs improvements in maybe the right back position, because right now we do have Cuadrado still, and Reece James isn't getting any more upgrades because he's not getting informs. EA are not going to give him an inform even if he does something spectacular. So I'm kind of hoping Cuadrado gets a team of the season during Serie A. That would be great. That would probably solidify the defense, because since Rudiger's not getting anything and Mendy's not getting anything, our backline is pretty much sorted until Fuddies, and we got to pray they do something for Fuddies. And in the attack, I mean, Eto'o and Drogba still doing pretty decent. I would argue we need to upgrade Eto'o and Drogba, but at the same time, I haven't checked their prices, and right now our budget is pretty much locked up in some investments right now that I am currently selling, because tomorrow it seems like there's nothing, and I don't want to hold on to informs that people might be using for their party bags today and whatnot. And yeah, that's a lot of the team info. I guess another thing would be that Pedro did get his +2, and I think I was checking on Twitter to see if he can get another 2 appearances, because he did make 1, although somebody replied that he might be injured, so maybe he doesn't get his 3rd upgrade, but he does have a +2, so maybe we try him out again, because the last time we tried him out he was his regular 88, and maybe we can see a difference. So let me know if you guys want to see that. I will take a deeper look into Pedro and see if he's got that improvement from a +2. Obviously, +2 is not that huge compared to other types of upgrades. The showdown cards, for example, have been huge boosts when they do get their upgrades. So maybe Cuadrado gets a showdown card for something. I don't know. Pretty sure the leagues are all coming to a close in a couple of weeks, so there is that part. And aside from that, the team doesn't really look to improve anywhere. I mean, our midfield is probably our most important group to try to upgrade as much as we can, because they're the engine of the team. They're the reason we can score. They're the reason we can defend. And right now, flashback Conte from what feels like years ago is only a couple months. I think like beginning of the year, beginning of the cycle. We still run Conte and Gallagher, obviously, and Kovacic is impossible to drop with the dribbling that he has. I mean, it's very difficult to let go of him, especially since he has very low stamina. It makes it difficult to play super late in certain games, which is why I never tend to go into extra time or anything, because at that point my players are all tired and there's not much else I can do, because we're only allowed 3 subs. And I wonder next year if they're gonna allow 5 subs, because I think they're changing the rules in real life. I think they're allowing now more subs, so maybe they look into that, maybe not. Obviously, with the whole FIFA losing or not having the contract with EA anymore, I think, for the next game. So maybe there's some changes. I don't know. It could be a very interesting summer or year for EA Sports and FUT Ultimate Team. Hopefully, the one thing that everybody is praying for is to improve the gameplay, because honestly, if the gameplay was really good, everybody would be playing with literally anyone. They would be playing with bronzes, with silvers, with non-rare golds, with some lower rated gold rares, because you know, if the gameplay is good, they'll play like actual footballers instead of an AI that doesn't know how to track a run or look around and see space. You know, they don't actually see anything. That's what feels like is missing with FIFA right now, is the fact that the AI need to be able to see where they're going, see runs, because you know they're basically blind chickens whenever you do something. But yeah, that's all the news for FIFA, for Chelsea right now, for our team at the moment. And I was thinking about opening all my packs, because this is where all this content is coming from. A lot of my packs I did save up. I had like 20 something packs, and eventually I just decided to keep my 4 untradeable 100Ks, because I can definitely get some more of those, because we have milestone rewards, because the season's coming to a close in like 6 days. So next week Thursday, we will definitely have milestone rewards, and I'll probably get 8 wins in Elite again. Elite is difficult, and obviously we're in a very low percentage, so it should be doable, but it takes a very long time. And sometimes the goals that I concede is just, you know, it makes me want to just quit the game. But you know, I persevere, I go through it, and yeah, hopefully we get those wins, and then I'll figure out if I want to qualify for weekend league, because I don't know if the qualification points, if the token auto redeems at the end of the season. I don't remember if it does or not, because I think in the previous season I did have a token and it got auto redeemed, and I had to play that weekend league just because, you know, if I didn't play, I would basically lose out on free rewards. So there was that. So right now I'm definitely holding out on qualifying, so that if I have to qualify, I'll do it on my own accord. And obviously, team of the season rewards are usually huge, because all the red picks are not crappy team of the weeks anymore. They're actually team of the season level players, and hopefully, you know, we pull out a red De Bruyne if it's in the stars. If not, you know, we can't really complain. We're gonna go into footies with a bunch of coins, because we will be making many big money moves with our coins, just so footies is a little bit more relaxing. You know, footies will always have a lot of players at really cheap prices. You know, a lot of SBCs can be completed. One of the things I'm hoping for during footies, or even during team of the season, is them to drop the Hullet SBC again. I know it's very expensive and whatnot, but I mean, I grinded it out last year. I can grind it out again. There is no way I wouldn't grind my heart out for a Hullet. It could even be the mid Hullet. I really don't care at this point. Just any Hullet into my team would be absolutely phenomenal. And I've been looking at some prices for ssian. I've been looking at ssian's price. He's down a bit. I think he's like 600-ish, 700-ish K, which is not bad. But at the same time, I think Conte might be slightly better if it's just like his regular uniform. Or his man of the match, or whatever the UCL card he got. But yeah, we need to improve that midfield, obviously. But you know, the attack is pretty fine. Pulisic has been still pulling strings even to this day. I mean, that Ice and Fire card, I have the fire card obviously, but that selection was absolutely cracked. Like, I've come against the ice version of Pulisic, and you know, those 5-star skills are deadly, and you know, the fire I prefer because of the weak foot, but you know, that's just me. But that card is still doing phenomenal for me. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the big packs. We did get some big stuff: Busquets, Insigne, Harry Kane, and I think one of the future stars players. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the end of the video. Joe Cole, we may or may not get it. Obviously, footies might bring him back for some more supply, so you know, hopefully that's the case. And with that, I will see you guys later for another video. Hopefully team of the season is soon, so that I can focus more on that stuff. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys. Peace.